I'd like to call to order the meeting of the Historic Preservation Commission for Thursday, April 9th, 2020. So we need to take a poll.
Okay. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah, Eddie.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Doug Bruce. Sam DeSoler.
Here.
Susan Dyer.
Here.
Jeff Golden.
Here.
Deb Hutton. Lee Sandweiss. Chris Sturbaum.
Here.
John Saunders.
Here.
Duncan Campbell. Ernesto Castaneda. Derek Ritchie. Jenny Southern.
Yes. Yeah, there is. Yeah, sorry, we have a quorum. So I need a motion for approval of the minutes from March 6th, which was our special meeting, and March 12th, our last physical meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, who moved? Could I get a name?
Jeff G.
Okay,
Moved.
And Sam DeSoler, second.
thank you. I apologize. I can't always see who's making the motion and who's seconding, so bear with me. Okay. Sam DeSoler,
Yes.
Susan Dyer,
Yes.
Jeff Golden,
Yes.
John Saunders,
Yes?
Chris Sturbaum.
Yes.
Perfect.
Motion carries 5-0-0.
Excellent. Thank you. All right, let's move on to the COAs. And this will be COA.
We've got a second set of minutes, don't we?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we did both those at the same time.
Was it both the same?
Yes.
Okay, I apologize. My mistake.
Okay, so let's move on to the COA 20-8, 1017 West 6th Street. Petitioner Mary and Jeremy Moyles and Bond.
All right, this is a non-contributing house, so it's rated as non-contributing on the Bloomington Historic Sites and Structures Survey. Although we're not looking at the house today, we're looking at a detached garage in the backyard. Staff believes the garage is circa 1940s. The request is demolition of this detached garage. There is no guidelines for the Near West Side Conservation District yet. They're still being worked on. Staff would recommend approval of CUA 28. Following comments, as you can see, the garage isn't visible from 6th Street at all. It's only visible from an alley that runs in between Kirkwood and 6th, which is where I took these photographs from. There's a large tree here that you can see that is growing into the northeast corner of the structure. It's beginning to uproot the northern wall. Essentially what this boils down to is this is a non-original accessory building to a non-contributing primary structure. And for those reasons, staff would recommend approval of COA 2018. I want to correct for the record here that this is in fact COA 2018 and not COA 28.
Okay. Jeremy, do you have any additional information you want to add or comments for us?
Nothing aside from what was already put forth. We're looking forward to moving to build a newer structure that would be more functional than this one.
Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, let's go to questions. Chris, do you have any questions?
Would the new structure be reviewed?
Yes, that's a separate COA.
Cool.
Jeff, any questions?
No questions.
Sam?
Is the new structure going to be built in the same location as the old structure? And is that closer to the property line than currently allowed by planning?
So what's been recommended to us is to move to the other side where we have a garden currently and use this side for the garden instead so we can appropriately house the property lines.
I guess what I'm saying is if you want to go up against the property line the way this one is now, which is usually part of the pattern of settlement in that neighborhood, you'll need to get a variance. But I imagine, depending on what else is going on in the neighborhood and where you put the new garage, the HPC would support a petition for a variance if you were going to, because you have a lot of smaller lots in your area, and it might be worth looking at that.
Yes, that's something we've already considered. We just haven't gone forward to the planning stage yet because we didn't know if we could move forward with this stage yet.
Gotcha. The only reason I say that is because if you repair in place, which means like you leave, a little bit of the garage up, you can do that without a variance.
Oh, we'll look into both plans then.
Very good. Very good. Okay. I don't have any additional questions, so let's move on to comments.
I have a question, John.
Oh, I'm sorry, Susan, I missed you. And now we have
Deb?
this too.
I found the password. My only question was when this garage is demolished, will the elm tree and the other big trees around the garage be saved, or they'll be consequently demolished too because of how they're integrated into the building?
The goal is to save the trees and the limestone, also to reuse at the property. The goal is not to destroy any of the trees at all.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. Susan, did you have any questions?
No, I don't have any questions. Thanks.
So let's go ahead and move on to comments. Chris?
Yeah, Sam's comment's good. You have every right to rebuild in that space. And sometimes people will save, 2 or 3 2x4s from the original structure and rebuild in that same space. So just know that's your right before you waive it. But I would also say we would be supportive of a setback variance that would be more in keeping with traditional, close to an alley, close to an edge. So you could get some HPC support if you want to do a more practical location than sometimes planning wants to allow.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Okay. Jeff, any comments?
I'm in support of this COA. I'd also say that building it right where it is going to be problematic because of the tree.
Yeah,
So,
because of the power line above it as well.
but I also agree that I would be supportive of any kind of variance to get the garage in a different part of the site.
Thank you, Jeff.
Sam?
I was just going to say what Jeff just said, so I'll just second that. Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks, Sam.
Deb, do you have any comments?
Thanks, John. Yes, my only comment would be changing the location to the other side would put it to the north side and allow your garden to have south sun, not be hidden behind the garage, if I read that correctly.
Yeah, that was part of our goal.
Yeah, so I'd be supportive too of the variance.
Thank you.
All right, Susan?
I support this one as well. Yeah, I don't have any other comments.
Yeah, I support this project as well as everybody else. So we'll need a motion.
Move to approve COA 20-18.
Second.
Susan's perfect. All right, roll call. Eddie, you're muted.
Can you take the vote count, Connor?
There we go. I think I got it. Okay. Sam DeSolar?
Yes.
Susan Dyer?
Yes.
Jeff Golden?
Yes.
Deb Hutton?
Yes.
John Saunders?
Yes.
Chris Sturbaum?
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0.
All right. Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you, Mary.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
You're welcome.
Welcome.
All right, so let's move on to COA 20-17.
Yes.
All right, and that would be 703 7th Street, University Courts Historic District. And this is an appeal.
Is Avi or Todd on the call? I can't hear anything if you're talking. You must be muted.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Todd. All right, great.
Okay, great. Yeah, this is Todd.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead with the staff report here. So this COA was came to the HPC at the last meeting, and staff made a decision on it. Staff approved a replacement of an old fire escape with a platform and stairs. Staff approved enlarging the current doors of the first and second levels of the north elevation to 36 inches, egress and accessibility standards. But staff denied the request to transform a window here into a door. The petitioners needed a door to meet fire egress standards now that the occupancy load will be increased on the building. Staff denied that. The petitioner filed a appeal, and therefore, according to the Historic Preservation Commission rules and procedures, the full commission needs to review and make a decision on this appeal, and that's why we're here today. So what they are appealing is the decision to deny a door. However, they've changed their petition slightly. Instead of creating a door from the window, they're going to actually put in a new opening here. So they're going to leave the window alone, and they're going to put a door opening in here, and they're going to model it kind of a multi-light glazing pattern that you see on a similar bump out on the opposite side of the building. Staff would just defer to the HPC on this. Staff finds that the new openings in the rear of the building is the place you want to put new openings. The rear of the building is where you want to do additions and changes. And also the glazing pattern on the door would mimic the windows that are on the northwest bump out. And staff finds that that would enhance the symmetry, balance of the fenestration pattern of the building. A second egress door is required for the new buildings. The path of this door cannot be through a kitchen or a storeroom as it currently is to the existing back door, the rear door. The exit to this is through a kitchen. That is not allowed. And that is why the petitioner needs to create this new door. Staff did want to enumerate that the petitioner could potentially rearrange the interior to make the current rear exit meet code requirements by either moving the storeroom somewhere else or opening up, some interior walls or creating a passageway straight to the rear door. So there's options there as well. So this one's a little complicated. Staff's recommendation is just to defer.
Okay. The petitioner, would you like to add to this?
So again, the building is changing its use. It was previously owned by the university as office space, so was considered business occupancy. It's now owned by a student organization, so it's viewed as student organization / worship. So it's now viewed as assembly occupancy, which means it needs to be able to handle a higher load of occupants. That, as you do a Chapter 34 assessment, it ends up that they need to have at least 2 exit doors. They currently have a front door and they have a rear door. However, the rear door is accessed through the kitchen, and you're not allowed to do that. You could move some walls around, but we've got staircase there and a weird, some weird wall configurations to deal with. Plus, it still would it would still require people to empty into an adjoining room, which is not looked upon favorably at the state level. So, you know, as we look at the outside of the building, that northeast corner, when you look at it, and I'm sorry, I don't have a photo of the northwest corner, but when you look at the northeast corner, there's this blank spot of wall that doesn't match the rest of the building. And so it makes sense that would be a nice, aesthetically pleasing. It would look original because if you look at the northwest bump out, there is a fenestration there. And so it would help balance the symmetry, plus it'd only be viewed from the rear as well.
Okay.
That's the fenestration he's talking about on the other bump out.
Mm-hmm.
There's two paired windows here.
Go back. Oh, I'm sorry. Go back to the other side of the building we were proposing.
Connor, I'm not seeing what you're showing.
Oh, you're not?
No, I must not be going through. We're looking at Google Maps.
I am.
Can you see that, Deb?
Oh,
Yeah, I can see the picture up now. That's the northeast corner pointing to where the door will be.
Okay.
I can see the northeast corner.
All right, well, let's do questions. Is that all right with everybody?
Sure.
Okay. Chris, you start, please.
No question.
Okay, Jeff?
Oh, I got the pictures now. That's good.
Does Chris have a question now that he can see it?
No.
There you can see the fenestration on the northwest corner. You can see how there's a lower window there on that northwest corner. Sorry, you can see there's a lower window, and then if we move over to the northeast corner, you see that fenestration is missing. So it will make it look more natural. There you can see a better view of that fenestration.
All right.
Right.
Jeff, questions?
No, I think the concept is terrific. The location is great and an improvement. My only question has to do with the planned door. In one picture, it says the doors will be like the sort of wooden French doors on another side. The space that's underneath the window here looks like just room for a single door. So just asking about the door plan.
It will be a single door. Originally, we were looking at something with just a simple two-light, and then after thinking about it, we said, okay, it makes sense to have a multi-light pattern like that. So sorry for the confusion. It will not be two doors. It'll be a single door, but it'll have the multi-light, 10 panes in it or 8, somewhere in that range.
Great, thank you very much.
All right. Jeff, questions?
No questions.
Okay. Sam, questions?
What is the width of that masonry opening of the window above the proposed door on the northeast corner?
I believe it's 32 inches. I'd have to go and double check that.
And so the door below is proposed to be a 36-inch door because it's an egress door?
Yes, that's correct.
What is the material of the door and frame? Do you have that picked out yet?
No, we have not picked it out. It would be white, to match the trim work of everything else.
So you're looking at like probably at least a 40-inch wide masonry opening for that door below, right? 36 or 2 inches.
Yeah, about 2 inches on each side for the frame. That's about right.
So given that the other one's 32 and the thing below is 40, you got an 8-inch. It's going to be about 8 inches wider. Okay. I think that's all I got on.
Yeah,
that.
if you look, I'm sorry, the window, if the window where we're pointing to that says copy header style, I believe that window is wider than the one above it. Connor, if you go to your slide 10, I think you can see.
It's just a question. I'm not saying it's bad.
Yeah.
It's just something to be addressed.
So you can see how the lower windows are all wider than the upper fenestration.
Gotcha.
Okay. Susan, do you have any questions?
No, I don't have any questions.
Okay. Tom, I have a couple of questions. You mentioned that the stonework was different from the original in that section.
Is that the what was? Sorry, I missed that.
The limestone work is different there underneath that window.
No.
The limestone work is different?
Yeah, I thought you'd mentioned that the limestone had been filled in or something had been changed on that wall.
No.
Okay.
No. I understand your question now. No, when you look at it, it's very curious why this wall it's always been solid. But when you look at the rest of the building, it's very unusual to not have an opening below an upper opening as you walk around the rest of the building. So it just looks out of place.
All right. Perfect. Thank you. And my other question is, the new door that you're proposing, what kind of material do you think it'll be made out of?
It will. I think we'll lean towards a steel door, being that it is an exit door.
Okay. All right. Thank you. That's all my questions.
May I ask another question, John?
Certainly, Deb.
As I look at the photograph, there's a bush there, but if you take out the bush, you put in a door, I'm assuming there'll be some kind of need for some staircase, a few steps, 2, 3, to get down to the ground level, and then a sidewalk of some kind. Wondered what your plan is.
So there is a plan to have a patio right here for the Jewish Center to hold their required outdoor religious events.
Okay.
That was actually in the previous COA that was approved.
Thanks.
All right.
I can show you that if you'd like to see the patio.
Thank you, John.
I think we're good. So let's move on to comments. Chris?
I support this change.
Okay. Jeff?
I've been in this building. It's a really cool building. I think this isn't significantly changing this property, and I support this COA.
Great, thank you. Deb?
I support it too. It's a great use of the building. Thanks.
You're welcome. Sam?
I have no problem adding the door. I have a couple of things you might be happier with. I would say that you might be happier with swapping the swing of the door so that the strike is on the opposite side as what you've got shown. So that you're not sort of trapped between the door and the building. But that's just a use thing. It has nothing to do with us, really. And then this is related to the last COA and something that you might look at and might even come back to us on. The balcony or exit stair on the last COA is shown with some W6x9s punching through the building in 4 locations. And it looks from the photographs, I haven't been on site, it looks from the photographs that those 6x9s would occur in the exact same place that the peak of the rake of that roof do. Is that fair to say?
Yes, when we did our last field verification work with the installer, we were noticing that we may have a little bit of a conflict there and have to do some adjustment. Haven't come up with the exact solution yet, but we may have to do some adjustment there so that we're not going into the top of the roof.
Yeah, if you do end up adjusting something, I would strongly advocate for just bolting an angle, like a continuous angle to carry that decking along the whole face of that building. We're generally don't like to have big holes punched in the masonry. And I think that'll avoid some of your roofing issues, and it might be easier to do. But that's, just a sort of means and methods concern, as well as the longevity of the installation.
All right, thank you, Sam. Susan, any comments?
No, I think this looks good. I like how they're changing it.
Great, thank you. I'm in agreement with my fellow commissioners on this. I think that the door placement will be fine. And I'll need a motion for approval.
Move to approve COA 20-7.
17, sorry.
17.
Second.
All right, Eddie?
Eddie, that was Jeff that made the motion and Deb that seconded the motion. You might be.
Yes.
It was Deb that seconded?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you. All right, Sam DeSoler,
Yes.
Susan Dyer,
Yes.
Jeff Golden,
Yes.
Deb Hutton,
Yes.
John Saunders,
Yes.
Chris Sturbaum.
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, Todd, for participating with us today.
Okay, thank you. Everybody have a great day and stay safe.
You too. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Okay. So fortunately, we don't have any demolition today. We do have new business. Section 106, invitation to consult Graham Hotel. Connor, you want to fill us in on that?
Yeah. You guys are invited to consult on a Section 106 project. I think they're expanding the cellular equipment that's on top of the Grand Plaza Hotel. We have, I think, about 30 days to get some sort of official comment back if we want to comment on the project. So all this is an invitation to consult. So they just send me a letter and say, do you guys have anything to say about this? If you do, you want to be a part of the consulting process. So that's why I put it in the packet and made it available to you guys to see and review and see if you had any comments you wanted to make about it. And I can get that to the appropriate people.
I think we need to have a little more information myself about what will happen to the building, how it will affect it, if they're going to expand the communication devices. Is it something we're going to see?
Wasn't that in the packet?
It's in the packet, but it's unclear as to where exactly they are, which facade. They have a penthouse facade, but it's not labeled which direction that facade is. So, and the plan of the building has a north arrow, but it doesn't necessarily say, it doesn't have the outline of which building it is, nor the adjacent buildings, nor where the street is. So it's hard to reference what's happening where. It does reference existing equipment and who the new equipment is adjacent to that. But I think it would be more helpful to have it relative to the entire plan of the floor of the building.
Okay, so we're requesting more information. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Anybody else?
Anybody else?
If I understand the diagrams correctly, A is the penthouse so far back that no one can see it anyway from the floor, from the street. And second, most of the things are, the new things seem to be just attached to existing things. However, what looks to be new to me attached to the side, does it need to be attached, if it's brand new, into the mortar? Is that something we would be looking at? And so not knowing what the construct of the penthouse, current penthouse is, And is that really new stuff or new attached to the old to the sides, not on the roof top? Those would be my questions.
Connor, can you show like a Google Maps view of the building from the south down, I guess that's College?
Yeah. Do you guys see what do you see right now on the screen?
The T-Mobile site plan.
Okay. What's the address right by there? I can type in.
Like
110
north.
North College.
Yeah, that sounds about right. This should be it.
Tyler, Texas. What? That's where I went to.
Yeah.
Bloomington.
There we go. So we're a little.
No, I'm looking at it right now, and Deb, you're correct. The existing equipment is way up high in the center of the building. You can barely see it.
Go back a little bit about in front of the tab. You can start to see the penthouse if you get a little further south on College.
If you go down 6th and turn around, you'll be able to see it.
Be across the street though on the courthouse lawn.
This.
That.
Is that right, Jeff?
It's this stuff.
Yeah,
right here.
that's the stuff.
There it is.
Yeah, you can see all that stuff from both down College and from up 6th. So I guess what I'm wondering is, like, are they going to put more closer to the edge of the street or not? I don't think it's going to make it any less or more ugly because it's, you know, if you don't notice what's there now, it's not going to really change it.
Right. And that was something I was trying to figure out by sometimes what they send in those Section 106 documents, and especially on the cellular equipment, it's really hard to tell exactly what changes are happening when they're updating existing equipment. And I think that's a problem we have here. Where did that go? I just downloaded it. Oh, right here. Okay, let me just try and breeze through this and see what we can see. So this must be the roof here.
Yeah, that's hard to tell where the edge of the building is and what building they're putting it on. And
this looks like what we were seeing from that view from 6th, right?
well, the north is up on these plans, so
Yes.
our College is going to run up the top.
Like this?
Yeah, right to left.
So this is all existing stuff.
Oh, wait, north is up.
College.
So yeah, College is running up and down on the right-hand side then, sorry.
So I think what's in blue here, they're adding to the side of the building, these new antenna mounts.
Yeah, but that's not labeled what elevation that is.
If you look at the front of the building, there's even more antennas up there, and then there's a tall, like, radio antenna too.
That's probably these.
So they have a pipe here already, and they're just going to put another antenna on there.
They putting on a new one, or are they replacing an old and getting rid of it and putting the new where the old was?
That's hard to tell. I don't know.
Go back to that elevation again, if you would.
This one?
The penthouse elevation, I think it's one down.
Oh, it's here.
Yeah, that one.
Should that be the south side of the building?
That I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I mean, because that looks like it's new stuff.
There's that. That can't be that, is it?
I don't think so because that elevation points out existing pipe mounts.
Yeah, so it'll be it's on that south side section
Yeah.
that we see.
Might be looking this way at it.
That's a good guess, but it's a guess. That's my problem.
Yeah, you give us that view from the tap again, but go back up to 6th Street, but head east on 6th and to see if we can't get a more direct view for the front of the Grand Plaza. Here we go.
Could be,
Oh, yeah,
could be that
yeah.
side as well.
That's probably some of it there. But I don't see any existing pipes.
Oh, that's what these are mounted to. Or there's little skinny pipes behind there that they're mounted on.
Okay.
But it doesn't, does it say anywhere that they're removing antenna?
New to be mounted on existing pipe, new to be mounted on existing pipe. It doesn't say anything about removing.
Well, no, there is only so
Existing something, whatever the FHFB is, to be removed.
Yeah, but those look like roof mounted as opposed to wall mounted things. The 1C, 2C, 3C, the 1A, 2A, 3A, and 1B, 2B, 3B at the bottom look like they're stuck on the side of the penthouse. Yeah, here we go. So maybe that penthouse is the sort of rectangle toward the bottom that's got the little door symbol. And so the south, go down a little bit from where your arrow is. That door is where
There's
the
existing wall mounts.
That makes
yeah. So that I'm guessing is then the south side where it says existing wall mounts is the south side of the penthouse.
Right.
Or maybe the east side?
Well, there's a north arrow at the bottom. If I haven't screwed that up again.
Yep, you're right. North arrow. So yeah, that would be the south side of that building.
There's 3 south and 3 on the east, both.
yes.
Yep.
But they're calling those existing wall mounts. They're not saying that there is an existing antenna there, and it looks like there's existing stuff there, so it's totally confusing.
Yeah, you're right. My best guess would be they're just replacing it, but it's a guess. Not good enough to go on.
I think if we want to consult on this, we can decide to do that and then ask for this information. Otherwise, I think we're spinning our wheels here.
I agree, Jeff. What does the group want to do? Do we want to ask them to, do we want to make a comment or do we want to just let it go?
I personally don't think it's a big change and not worth the effort.
I'm with Jeff on that one.
Okay. Any other comments?
I'm fairly ambivalent. It's pretty cluttered up there, but their documentation is terrible. And then, you know, I agree. I'm probably not going to change anything. So I think we wait until there's a case where it'll make a significant difference.
Okay.
Okay. So, all right. So I will not respond then, and we will not be consulting on this.
I have one question.
Sure.
Chris?
You're muted, Chris.
Muted. Okay, can you hear now?
Yeah, we can hear you, Chris.
Okay, so if you got information and then it just confirms that it's nothing, then just staff approve. If it worries us or you find out those are on the previously unused side, which is unlikely, then we could talk to the commission about it. Oh, how's that sound?
Well, here it is. Our client proposed to co-locate antennas. What does that mean exactly?
In the same area, co-location. We're putting them in the same areas that the other antennas are.
Sounds like it.
That's just weird spelling. It's not C-O-L-O-C-A-T-E, co-locate. Co-locate, I don't know. Okay.
I
Question
think
is,
that-
does co-locate mean simply replace, so you still see 3 where we did see 3? Or does it mean add more to what we're visually seeing?
Sounds like it would be adding, co-locate.
place side by side in particular relation.
Yeah.
So, yeah, adding to existing.
Yeah,
What we could, I mean, and this is a question, can we say we have no problems with this as long as they do not put anything on the western elevation of the building, of the penthouse?
Yes, that could be our comment.
that can be our comment. Very good.
Wasn't the southern exposed also?
Sorry, Chris, what'd you say?
Wasn't the southern exposure blank also?
No, it has a bunch of crap on
No,
it.
Okay, they got turned
both
around.
the east, south, and west sides have antennas.
North, not east, not west.
That was,
Okay.
No, the west does.
the west side is really tore down the old building.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
It's
I'm
okay,
thinking I can see it from the west.
yeah.
I'll agree with Jeff. I'll back off.
Oh, yeah,
See,
yeah.
you can see it.
They're up there, they're on.
That's
the-
from the east.
Yeah. So looking from the east, see the building?
South,
Yeah, so nothing on the west side right now.
Yeah, they won't put anything on the west side, I don't think, because they've got a window there to begin with. And if they were, I mean, I don't think they are, but
It's going to be off their property, I hope, too.
yeah,
Well, I'll make that comment, say the HPC doesn't have issues as long as the west elevation remains unchanged.
Sounds good.
Agreed.
agreed,
Okay,
agreed.
great,
Agree.
awesome. Okay, we moved to old business. Oh, it's blank. Commissioner comments? Hello?
No comment.
All right.
Connor, how is this to set up?
sorry? Deb?
Yes, how this was to set up.
Connor, how was it to set up this meeting?
Not so bad. I did a few trial runs earlier this week and we knocked out some bugs. So I'm actually pretty happy with how it went today.
It was
Good
good.
for you.
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, Deb.
Thanks, Connor.
Thank you, Sam. And while we're at it, I just want to thank all the commissioners coming today and joining this new mode of communication.
Our pleasure.
Yeah, we don't have any public comments. And I don't think we have any announcements on the preservation thing's been canceled up in
Yeah.
South Bend.
Let me, I do have a couple things, I guess on that note. So yes, of course, the statewide preservation conference was canceled. It's pushed back until October. They rescheduled it to be in October. I don't remember the exact day. I also postponed the Bob Yap event I was going to have in May. We pushed that back to September 26th. So essentially all the Preservation Month events have been pushed back to September.
Okay. Any more comments, you guys? Because if we don't hear any more, we're going to end this meeting.
Oh, it's all good. Thanks.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
For me, thanks so much.
Take care. Stay safe, everybody.
Over and out.